Welcome to Friday's LukeJ62895, episode number 369.
And yep, today's the day. It's the start of season number 9 of Friday's LukeJ62895. Better way to kick off the premiere with our premiere kickoff show, which is like up to 369, beginning at 3/2 Central.
The Avengers of something. Oh my god! The pink purple version of Billy? Ah. This is just ungrateful.
I'm hiding this user.
Thank you.
S.
Yes.
That's how you start on and have the kickoff show like that. And that is not how you end 2022 like that either.
900. There is, you got it.
Now this person here, don't even think on saying that you told me no million. Because I won the $1 million more than a few times that I can ever imagine. So stop impersonating me, you jackass!
Thank you, Billy! It was on the second spurred sequel, and in November, Disney debuted a brand new miniseries inspired by Jolly franchise called The Santa Clauses. In the six-part series, Tim Allen inspires well Scott Calvin and Santa Claus.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to start off here with Joseph with Joe Marley.
Okay.
Who was born on March 2nd, 1991 in Kingston, Jamaica, and it says here Marley debuted in 2014, releasing to iTunes and Spotify and EP Comfortable. Mm-hmm. He also appeared on a Grammy Award-winning album Strictly Roots with Morgan Heritage. Marley spent his early years in Jamaica, where he attended St. Peter and Paul Preparatory School before moving to Florida to attend Miami Palmetto Senior High School and Miami-Dade College, where he studied studio engineering. And that's gonna include my night, guys. So let me turn on my light, and let me say goodnight to all of you guys watching at home. And I want to say thank God for watching, and I'm glad I got a chance to make it tonight, guys. I know it was late, and I know it's the longest show in FWL history. Believe me.
We've lost our dear friend and former family member of Elsa's Club family. Her name is Colin LeGrand. She recently passed away this week at the age of 20-something-ish. Born 1998 and died this week.
But yeah, so it's tragic, and of course, me and Luke. Well, I think we'll talk about this after. Well, I'll talk about this after, because I had an idea for what we can do for the special stream, and hopefully, to make it happen and whatnot. Um, so that's the plan so far. But anyway. Yeah, it's very tragic. And she did appear, and one of my, didn't really appear, but she was in the chat room in one of my videos that I did for Luke for his birthday, and he'll be discussing that.
Just gonna zoom in a little bit so we can all see it. Yeah.
Anyway, here's the game.
Okay.
And this is a game that I bought last year on eBay. There's some stuffs in it.
Okay.
But it still works. Uses 4 AA batteries, which I bought for this thing. And this is the thing. This is the game that I had in my hometown back in 1994-95. I had 2 of these in my hometown, and then I got left. And now I have this in 2022, and I bought it on eBay, brand new. And I got it for a steal for $34.95.
Wow.
Now, obviously, the game uses cartridges, as you guys can see. The cartridges are sold separately, and you can find those on eBay. And basically what it is just, giving you new kind of puzzles for the game.
Mm-hmm.
So the game is very simple, if you guys, seen the actual show. This one is from 1995.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And, so, without further ado, let's power this sucker on and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's time now for the episode 385 kickoff show of FWL.
No, that's not good.
Better than out the banker than the last time.
Yep, it's the go to jail space. Oh wait, wrong game.
That's Monopoly.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, how you doing? We're joining the stream today from Jamaica and James in the United Kingdom. How you doing? Hey! Yeah! Ha
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for Friday's LukeJ62895. Today, Luke Jeffers and Billy Mooney will be talking about their topics, playing video games, and many more fun. And now it's now time to present to you all Friday's LukeJ62895 with their hosts, Luke Jeffers and Billy Mooney.
I'm sorry, guys. It's just my day is going.
not the way to start up FWO, guys, but thank you, David 1000. Hello, people. Sujara speaking. Welcome to part 1 of 2 of season 9 finale. Excuse me. Of Fridays with LukeJ62895. And join me for this episode's remix poem, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, sorry guys, I apologize for everything. Not the way we want to start off the show because my mother's driving me nuts and everything, but we're not going to mention it on the show.
No.
And yeah, Luke, you probably came from outer space 7 years, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
This is not season 1 finale. It's
I
season
misspoke
9,
the
so.
seasons wrong,
Anything-
remix.
Yeah, and you see, folks, Luke has been probably playing too much Map Blast and keep getting game overs like I did in Wild Weekly. Yeah, so anyway, sorry guys, but I'm here. Sorry for the screw up, but anyway, the show must go on.
Yeah.
And so let's do the show.
Do the show, folks.
And Luke can go over his topics, and I'll calm down while he does it, and then I have the stuff that I want to discuss. So there you go.
There you go, folks. Today I got not 1, not 2, but 6 staff topics. And I gotta go over 2 topics to read, along with a topic on Mr. K's Clubhouse. And of course, 2 related pre-order slash peer review, which will be repeated on episode 3 of Sneak Peek Previews. So, and then game segments, where I watch Paramount Plus, and of course, the some notes and Josh's topics. So let's do it now, shall we? So we got for us. His name is Barry Humphries. Better was John Barry Humphries. Was an American Australian comedian, actor, author, and stereo. He was best known for writing and playing his stage and television characters Dame Edna Average and Shirtless Patterson for his delivery, deadness, and omniscient humor of millions. Okay? His biographer, Ayn Penner, described Humphries in 2010 as not only the most theatrical figure of our time, but the most cinematic comedian to emerge since Charles Chaplin. Humphries' characters brought him international renown. He appeared in numerous stage productions, films, and television shows, originally commissioned as a Dolly Moon Pounds. Okay, his housewife. Okay, who characterized Australian Southbourne capacity and story Dame and average involves over 4 decades to become a center of stardom. Glory dress and Tong and Marshall internationally touted housewife. I can't pronounce this word. Sorry. Starts with a J. Humphries' other Chicago characters include the Partial and Embrace Claudio S.J., Senior Patterson, who continue to bring worldwide constraint upon Australian arts and culture. Well, contributed as much to the Australian bachelor culture as he was borrowed from it. Gentle, grandfatherly returning gentleman Sandy Stowe, initial classic 1960s underground filmmaker Martin Hamburgaya, Paddington embodied Neil Singleton, I have announced his last name, sorry, Susan Trine, union official, Lance Boyle, high pressure art salesman, Maury O'Connor, Phil Tygoon, Owen Steele, and how do you pronounce this word? Australian bloke, Barry Mackenzie. He was born February 17, 1934 in the suburb of Kew in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Son of Eric Humphreys, nee John Albert Eric Humphreys, 1905 to 1972, a construction manager, and his wife Louise Angus, nee Brown, 1907 to 1984. His grandfather, John George Humphreys, an immigrant of Australia from Manchester, England, in the late 1800s. His father was well-to-do, and Barry grew up in a clean, tasteful, and modern sovereign home on Quintus Street, Chamberwell. Found in one of the Melbourne's new garden suburbs. His public home life set the pattern of the eventual stage career. His father was in Prudential, spent little time with him. Humphrey spent hours playing dress-up in the back garden. Disguised myself as different characters, and I have a whole box of dressing-up clothes. Red Indian sailor suit, Chinese costume, and I was very spoiled in that way. I also found out that very entertaining people giving me a great feeling of release. Making people laugh and was a very good way to befriending them. People could hit you if they were laughing. His parents nicknamed him Sonny Sam. In his early childhood was happy and uneventful, something like that. Eventful, something like that. Anyway, however, in his teens, Humphreys began to rebel against the structure of commercial celebrating life by becoming aesthetic, something like that. Much to the dismay of his parents, who, despite of these their affluence, destroyed art. A key event that took place when he was 9. His mother gave all of his books to the Soviet army. Children explained, but you have read them, Barry. Humphreys responded by becoming a voluminous reader, a collector of rare books, a painter, a fear band, and a summerist, something like that. Dressing up in the Black Hawk, Black Homburg, and Monstrous Eyes, Masquerade Eyes, something like that. Sorry. He then dispersed Soviet's character, Dr. Aaron, Boss, something like that. Agent, Pro Vasculature, I pronounced it. Dandy and Doddius. His education began when educated firstly at Chamberwell Grammar School. Humphreys was awarded his place in the gallery of achievement there. His father's building business proposers, like that. Humphreys was sent to Melbourne Grammar School, where he was supported there, sports, like that. The tested mathematics, cadets on the basis of Donna's objection, and Charlotte indicated with brilliant resources in English and arts. Humphreys himself described this schooling in a hoo-hoo entry as self-educated, attended Melbourne Grammar School. Humphreys spent 2 years studying and at the University of Melbourne, where he studied law, psychology, and fine arts. Okay. During this time, he was at private and the Melbourne University. I can't pronounce that. Starts with R. Sorry. Starting at the period of national service and citizens military force, the Australian Army. He did not graduate from the university, although he was to receive honorary doctorates almost 50 years later. Wow. During this time, he became the follower of the discouraged and abstract art movement Dada. The Dadaists pranks and performance mods in the Billboard were experienced archery, something like that, and visually satire, which have become part of Australian folklore, something like that. And X-Men entitled Puss in Boots, considered a pair of Wellington boots filled with custard, okay? A mob called Predator Talk, something like that, claim on its box with the expert evidence against that platypus, something like that, platypus, I don't know. We'll see. A beloved and protected species in Australia, okay? He was part of the group that made a series of data influence records in Melbourne from 1952 to 1953. Wilbur music. Humphrey said that Wilbur is a preterist Australian word meaning nothing, okay? It was thought to be one of the earliest recordings of spiritual music in Australia. Other X-Men, the group amount includes Creechy Bang, a poem that covered in meat and eyes and spoon rays, a spoon with a sheep's eye. Okay, his career began when in Australia, when Humphreys has written and performed songs and sketches in university revues. Okay, so after leaving university, he joined the more newly formed Melbourne Theatre Company there, MTZ for short, something like that. It was at that point that he created his first imitation of what become his best known character, and Average. The first stage sketch to feature Miss Norm Average, called Olympic Hotels, premiered at Melbourne's University's Union Theatre on December 13th, 1955. Anyway, in his award-winning autobiography, More Please, 1982, Humphreys related to his created character similar to Anna, back in the bus while touring country Victoria in 12 nights, something like that, with the MTC. At the age of 20, something like that, I don't know. He created then monitor Pierre. I can't pronounce it. It starts with an O as I can pronounce it. Sorry, ends with a Y. I'm sorry. Anyway, that without it, it was naturally and promotion that character of Anna Average would have been nipped in the bud after 1956 and never come to flower. While the character of Sandy Stowe would never have been taken shape in the presence of the stage, but then in 1957, Humphreys moved to Sydney and joined the Sydney's Phillip Street Theatre, which became Australia's lead venue to revue and historical comedy over the next decade. His first appearance at Phillip Street was in the Surgical Revue 2-1, starring veteran Australian musical star Max O'Duggar, something like that. With its cast with Humphreys and future numbers 96 star Wendy Bollock. Okay. Although it was originally assumed in his debut Melbourne appearance would be a one-off. Okay. Humphreys decided to revive Olympic Hotels for Phillip Street. It was a success and helped the lodge what become a 50-year career for the self-proclaimed housewife superstar, where megastar then gigastar, something like that. The next Phillip Street review was Around the Loop, which again, Team August, something like that. Gordon Chatter, something like that, I don't know. Balrock, Humphreys, plus newcomer June Sawyer, something like that. Humphreys provided the eldest character for what he said that would be the last time. Okay, the review proved that it would be a major hit, playing 8 shows for the week for 14 months. But during this period, Humphreys was living near Bondi and was out walking one way. One day, he had a chance to meet with an elderly man who has a high, scratchy voice with a pedantic manner of speech. This account inspired the creation of another of Humphrey's most enduring characters, Stanley Stone. Okay? In September 1957, Humphreys appeared in Astragan, something like that, with Walk Waiting for Godot, something like that. Story's first production of the Samuel Beckett's play of the Arab Fear. Sorry about that, I just have too much stuff in my body. Anyway, in Melbourne, directed by Pierre O, something like that, we played Valmore. In 1958, Humphreys and O collaborated with on and appeared with Rock and Reel Review and the New Fear in Melbourne with Humphreys spotting the characters of Miss Average and Sadie Store. Something like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. In the psych of Melbourne audiences, okay? In the same year, Humphreys made his first commercial record, the EP Wildlife of Siberia, something like that. Can't pronounce anyway. Which featured writer notes by his friend, the Myers Arges and writer Robin Boyd. Okay, makes sense. Anyway, London in the 1960s. Okay, in 1959, Humphreys moved to London, where he lived and worked throughout the 1960s. He became a friend and leading member of the British comedy scene, including Dudley Moore, Peter Cook, Alan Bennett, Jonathan Miller, Spike Milligan, and Willie Rushton, fellow Australian experienced comedian actors, John Bovtall, and Dick Bentley. Okay, Humphreys performed at Cook's comedy venue, the establishment, where he became a friend of and was photographed by leading photographer Louis Morey, whose studio was located above the club. Okay, Humphreys contributed to the social magazine Private Eye, of which Cook was the publisher. His best known work was being the cartoon strip The Wonderful World of Barry Mackenzie. Okay, the Valley cartoon satire of the worst aspects of Australian aboard was written by Humphreys and drawn by the New Zealand-born cartoonist Nicholas Garfield. The book version of the comic strip published in the late 1960s was from the same time, banned by the Australian government because it was real for for this humor. Okay, Humphreys appeared in numbers of West End stage productions, including the musicals Oliver and Maggie May by Lionel Bart, something like that. In the stage and radio production of his friend Spike Milligan, or something like that. I don't know. At one time, he was about to play this lead role in the Captain Martin Burrow, something like that, in the Bed-Sitting Brew, which had already opened successfully in the Mermaid Pier. It was transferred to West End. Humphreys performed with Milligan in the 1968 production of Treasure Island in the role of Long John Silver. He described working with Milligan as one of his strangest and most... Come in!
Hello, Donkey.
Hello, Donkey Poops. Thank you.
You're welcome, Donkey.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do this a full review, okay? Okay. Okay, I'll go ahead and continue on what I'm doing. Anyway, one of the strangest and most extraordinary experience of my career. Okay, makes sense. Anyway, in 1961, where Humphreys was at Cornwall with his wife, okay, he fell over the cliff near Zinder and landed in a ledge of 50 miles, 100 50 feet below. Okay, bringing bones. The rescue by helicopter was filmed on the news crew from ITN. The footage of the rescue was shown for the Humphreys for the first time in the 2006 BBC show Turn Back Time. Okay. Humphrey's first major break was on the British stage. Came when he was cast in the role with Undertaker, Mr. Strawberry. Okay. In the original 1960 London stage production of Oliver. He recorded Strawberry's feature number, That's Your Funeral, on the original London cast album released at Decca Records, okay? And it was part of the role of the production moved up to Broadway in 1953. However, the song That's Your Funeral was meant for the RCA original Broadway cast album, so Humphreys is not here on all of it. In 1967, he starred at FAGIN, I'm not going to say the name, sorry, in Patrick Fear's revival of Oliver, which featured young man Phil Collins as the awful Dodger. Okay, in 1997, Humphreys aspired the role of FAGIN, again, I'm not going to say his name, sorry, and Catherine's McIntosh, a whirlwind revival of the one, but phenomenon, something like that. In 1967, his friendship with Cook and Moore led to his first film role, okay? A cameo as Envy in the film Dazzles, one that I haven't announced it. Sorry. Cook and Moore with an Andor Bond, and also directed by Say Doan. For the following year, he appeared in The Bliss of Mrs. Blossom, starring with with Shirley MacLaine. Humphreys contributed at BBC's television The Late Show, 1966 and 1967. But Humphreys found that his true callings with one-man social stage reviews, which he performed at Ada's average, and one other characters' creations includes Sammy Stoll, okay? A Nice Night Entertainment 1962, which was the first such review. And Excuse One, Another Nice Night Entertainment 1965, was only performed in Australia. In 1988, Humphreys returned to Australia for tour one-man review, just a show. The production transferred to London's Fortune Veer in 1969. Humphreys gained considerable notoriety with just a show. It was polarized British critics. It was successful enough to lead just a short-lived BBC television series, The Barry Humphreys Scandals. Wow. The 1970s. In 1970, Humphreys returned to Australia, where Andra Average made her movie debut in John B. Murray's The Naked, I can't pronounce it, Bunyip, someone, I don't know. In 1971-1972, he teamed up with producer Philip Adams and writer-director Bruce Breeze support, something like that, to create a film version of the Barry McKenzie cartoons. The adventure Barry McKenzie starred singer Barry Crocker. In the title role, it featured Aunt Humphreys, who co-wrote the script with Bear Shield, Bear Forceman, I don't know, I can pronounce it, sorry. Playing 3 different parts. It was filmed in England and Australia with an all-star cast, including Spike Milligan, I don't know. Peter Cook, Dennis Price, Dick Bentley, William Rushton, Julie Colleton, something like that. And the film became the first Australian, Quality James and broadcaster John Blake's Wall. It also immensely panned by Australian film critics, but became a huge hit for audience. The film became the first Australian feature film to make more than $1 million at the box office, paving the way to success in the subsequent locally made feature films such as Alvin Purple and Picnic and Hanging Rock. Another Australian production undertaken at the time for the 1982 collaboration between Humphreys and the Australian composer Nigel Burley, something like that. Together they Together they produced First Day Covers, okay? A collection of poems about Serbia, reading and performance by Anna Average, with accompanies music by Burley, okay? It includes poems with such titles such as History du Lamington, and it's meat pie. Yeah, I don't speak French. Sorry. The film roles are as follows. For the late 1960s, Humphreys appeared in a number of films, mostly in supporting cameo roles. His credits include Be Dazzled in 1957, U.S. I'm not going to say that's word in the street. Comedy Percy's Progress in 1974, David Baker's The Great McCarthy in 1975, something like that, I don't know. And Bruce Burforth's Barry McKenzie's all in 1974. And when Ennis May's Dame was the Australian Prime Minister Go Whitlam, something like that. His other film credits include Side by Side in 1975 and Again with Them in 1977. Same year, he also had a cameo as Anna in the Robert Stigwood musical film St. Pierre's Lonely Hearts Club Band, followed by 1981 as part of the Fate Blind TV show host Bert. I can't pronounce it. Sorry, it starts with the S. And Shock Treatment. The sequel to Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay? Humphreys was more successful with his feature roles as Richard Dean. And Dr. Fisher's Geneva in 1985, something like that. This is followed by Halloween 3 in 1987, cameo as Rupert Murdoch in the miniseries Sally Hitler in 1991, with Axel Slade, a free role cameo in Philippines Morris horror fit stereo Philadelphia woman from Beverly Hills in the year I was born, 95. The role of Count Maronic, N-I-C-H, not the N-word, sorry. In the Marshall Below in 1994, as well as, okay. But anyway, as well as roles in Leading Man in 96, Spice Girls film Spice Wall in the Australian feature, Welcome to Wolf Club 97, and Nicholas Nickleeby in 2002, which he donned federal guard to play Nathan Lane's wife. That's making more sense. Anyway, he also featured in various roles in comedy performance films, so he includes as follows: The Secret Policeman of Her Ball in 1982, something like that. And A Night of Comic Relief 2 in 1989. In 1987, he starred as Les Patterson in one of his own rare flops. Les Patterson Saved the World, directed by George T. Miller. On Man for Snowy River fame, and co-written by Humphreys with his third wife, Dane Milstead. In 2003, which by the way, I saw was in theaters, by the way, one of the movies he was in, he was voiced as Shark Bruce in the Pixar Animation Studios film Finding Nemo, using an exaggerated but bizarre Australian accent, saying, "Hello." Anyway, during 2011, Humphries traveled to New Zealand to perform the role of the Grey Goblin in the first installment of the Peter Jackson's period production film of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit. The press conference to New Zealand just before the film's world premiere, Humphries commented this: "It was thrilling to work on this film, and when you see my extraordinary inspiration, you realize why I immediately fell into my arms at Jenny Craig. My mere cosmetic surgery, I always thought motion capture was something you did when you were taking a spectrum as a doctor." In 2015, Humphries voiced the role of Wumbo, the Wombat, in Blinky Bill the movie. See that remix? He was in that movie, you know. In 2016, he appeared in the dual role in absolutely famous the movie as Charlie, a rich former lover of Patty Stowe, in the non-speaking cameo as Dame Edna. One-man shows. Humphries was always his own one-man satirical stage reviews, okay, in which he appeared as Edna's average and other character creations. Most commonly, Les Patterson, Les Patterson, Stanley Stone. The mostly of Dame Edna, and started for more than 60 years. But in 2012, he announced that he was retirement of live performances. Humphries' one-man show were typical of 2.5 hours long. Okay? Another scheduled monologue and musical numbers, and considered entirely original material, okay? Lays the ad-lib implementation of audiences, promotion segments. Now I don't know who's gonna send me a message, but no, it's just remix, okay? Oh, it's okay. Never mind, I got this anyway. Move on. Where was I? Yes, Humphries' most performance solo career was he was obviously joined on stage by supporting dancers and moments during the musical numbers, okay? Only one actor even regularly shared the stage with Humphries, and this was during the Edna segment. English actress Amy Perry played Edna's long-suffering bridesman for New Zealand, Madge Aslop, who characters never spoke. Okay? Humphries president of many successful shows in London, most of which he successfully toured internationally. Although he eventually gained worldwide popularity, he encountered stiff resistance in the early years of his career. His first London one-man show, A Nice Night's Entertainment in 1952, received some scratching reviews. He gained considerable notoriety with his next one-man review, Just a Show, staged at London's Fortune Theatre in 1969. Excuse me, anyway. It polarized the critics, but it was hit with audiences and become the basis of a growing, oh man, you got a message scene here. Anyway. Yeah, it's from Correlator now. Anyway, move on. Going cut, called, Follow the UK, okay? Makes sense anyway. Anyway, it's further development in the character of Edna's average in the early 70s, shows. Anyway. Including the Law of Already Stoffel in 1971, at least you can say, you've seen it in 1974 and 1975. He finally broke through the widespread critical and audiences acclaim in Britain while with his 1976 London production Housewife. Superstar, Nepal Fear. His success in Britain and Australia led Humphries to try his luck in a show in New York City in 1977 with an off-Broadway Fear 4, now called the Julia Mouse Fear. Okay? But it proved to be a disastrous repeat, and the experience with the Justice Show, Humphries later stumped its negative reception by saying, "When the New York Times tells you to close, you close." Excuse me. Anyway, his next show was isn't it pathetic as his age in 1978. And like many of his shows, the title service from the sporadic remarks from his mother he often made when she took Humphries to the theaters overseas actors touring in Australia during his youth. His slightly one-man shows includes A Night with Dame Edna in 1979, for which he won Oscar Award for Best Comedy Performance. And even his close with Dame Edna in 1982, Back with the Revenge 1987 to 1989, and 2005-2007. Look at Me When I'm Talking to You in 1996, and The Spectator in 1998, and the Fear World Haymarket, where we hold the record of was only sold at the Field record, which opened in 1720. Whenever You're Out, which toured Australia in 1989, Dame Edna Live, the first last tour, toured the U.S. in 2009. He made numerous theatrical fears in Germany, started, I can't pronounce this country's name, sorry, the Netherlands, and the far Middle East. In 2003, he toured Australia with his show, Getting Back to My Roots and Other Suckers. Anyway, for his delivery, the dialist, and always, humor into millions. His biographer, and peer, Benner, something like that. Sorry, I misspoke there. Described Humphries in 2010 as not only the most cinematic fear of our time, but the most cinematic comedian of image since Charlie Chaplin, which I mentioned earlier in the show. Television roles. Humphries' numerous television appearances in Australia, UK, and the United States, including these. The Bunyip. Yeah, I can pronounce this word. But anyway, chose his comedy with the 7 Network in Melbourne. In the UK, it was 2 highly successful series in this comedy talk show, The David and the Experience from London Weekend Television. The series ball featured a variety of favorite guests includes Lisa Mandelli, Sean Connery, the late Sean Connery that is, Roger Moore, Dusty Springfield, Charlton Heston, Lauren Bacall, James Seymour, and many others. These highly popular programmes have been since been repeated worldwide in a special 9-a-month and won Humphries the Golden Rose of Montreux in 1991. He wrote and starred in ABC TV's The Life and Death of Samuel Stoll in 1991. To present the ABC Special Social History of series Barry Humphries Flashbacks in 1998. His other television shows and one-off specials includes Dame Edna's Neighborhood Watch in 1992, Dame Edna's Work Experience in 1996, Dame Edna's Kiss It Better in 1997, Dame Edna's Hollywood from 1991 to 1992. A series of free chat shows, specials filmed in the United States and for NBC and the Fox Network. Like the Dame Edna's Experience, these includes the airy up top of the celebrity guests such as Burt Reynolds, late Burt Reynolds, that is, Cher, the late B. Arthur, Kim Basinger, and Barry Manilow. Anna's most recent television special was Dame Anna Live at the Palace in 2003. He starred in the K from Kim telemovie, The Calf and Kim Cole in late 2005. Okay? In 1977, Dame Anna guest starred in the U.S. sketch comedy and variety show Saturday Night Live. In 2007, Humphries returned to the UK's ITV to host another comedy chat show called The Dame Anna Treatment, a similar format to the Dame Anna Experience from 20 years earlier. Okay? The series once again had a collection of high-profile celebrity guests, such as Tim Allen from Toy Story and Santa Claus, etc., etc., Misha Barton, Scarry Weaver, Debbie Harry, and Sherry Bassey, among others. In March 2008, Humphries joined the judging panel for the BBC television show I Do Everything to find an unknown lead to play the part of Nancy in the West and to provide with the musical Oliver. In May 2013, Australia's ABC Network announced that Humphries will be joining the cast of Australia's telemovie series Jack Irish, playing the high-profile judge in the third movie in the series. He appeared as Justice Lawyer in the 2014 Dead Point episode. Success in the United States, okay? In 2000, Humphries took in as Dame Anna the World Tour show in North America, winning the National Special Tony Award, for a live vehicle event in 2000, and won 2 National Broadway Theater Awards for Best Plays and for Best Actor, okay, in 2001, okay. Asked by an Australian journalist why it was like to win a Tony Award, he said it was like winning 1,000 gold Lockies in the same time. Wow. Dame Anna's newfound success in the United States led to many media opportunities, including a semi-regular role in the hit TV series Ally McBeal. Vanity Fair magazine invited Dame Anna to write sexual advice column in 2003. Although after an outcry following the remark after learning Spanish, the column was discontinued. As of September 2021, Humphries Army Vice President of American Gold of Martial Arts Trade Union. The farewell tour goes with this, okay? In March 2012, Humphries announced his retirement from live entertainment, stating that he was beginning to feel a bit senior, okay? And was planning to retire from show business. Humphries announced his Australian farewell tour, titled Eat, Pray, Laugh. It began in Canberra in July 2012 and concluded in Perth in February 2013. The vote was extended until February 10th, okay? Show included appearances by Dame Anna, Shirtless Patterson, Sammy Stone, and was introduced a new character called Joe Patterson, Shirtless Blubber, and Balsamic Catholic Priest, something like that. I don't know. The tour was widely praised. Then I see, yeah, I guess 5 L's, something like that, or I, something like that. Of the Time Out Sydney stated that Humphries delivered a show that almost feels like a blueprint for the foundations for the last 50 years of Australian comedy. Okay? Helen Musa excuse me. Anyway, of Sydney News give a similarly positive review, referring that Humphries being vulgar, and masochistic as ever. Thanks to a well-researched script. Artist blog creator Way referred to Humphrey's characters as being still fresh, and a testament to laugh out loud Sadar. Okay? I don't know. The stage show opened the United Kingdom and the Milton Keynes Pier October 2015 prior to a season of shows and the London Palladium of National Tour. Lambert Carpenter, okay? Humphreys incarnated program of Lambert Republic Comfort songs performed by character Meow Meow. Combination Meow Meow. Anyway, he commented by the Australian Chamber Orchestra, something like that, in July 8, August 2016, and by the Austria Orchestra, something like that, in July 2018. Now, characters, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to a lot of things. I'm not going to go to other work, sorry. There's a lot of things going on in the awards on there, so there you go. Anyway, characters. Dame and Average. Average was probably best known for this drag persona, Dame and Average, okay? Originally created in 1956, ended up involved with the Centaur Australian suburbia to become an award of journalist Caroline Oberington, by that. A perfect parody of a modern vanity celebrity with a ravaged ego, the strong aversion to the audience who celebrities pretend to love, but actually, as Anna Baldy makes transparent, they actually love the cheap shoes and suburban values. The city Martin Herod said this. Anyway, like our other ever parent branches of Globulos, like that. One of the most popular and distinguished features of Edna's stage and TV appearances was her avalanche wardrobe with gaudy custom-made gowns. Her costumes made much of which was created for her as by Australian designer Bill Goldwyn. Widely incorporated Aussie icons such as the flag, Australian natives of animals and flowers, the Sydney Opera House, and the boxing kangaroo. The Irish fantasies was inspired by the glasses worn by the Melbourne exotic actor, dancer, and Stephanie Desty, like that. Were many other aspects of Dame and his personality. As the characters evolved, Alice of Unseen family became an underworld part of the Cedar, okay? Pottery, the travels of the disabled husband Norm, who has an almost lifelong unspecified personal state ailment, something like that. Her daughter Valmar and her gay hairdresser son Kenny become strong elements of the act, as did her long-time suffering best friend and New Zealand bridesmaid marriage also, like that. Throughout Anna's career, okay, Mage was played by English actress Emily Perry. Until Perry's death in 2008, Perry was the one only other actor to ever appear on stage with Humphreys in stage shows, as well as making regular appearances in Dame Anna's TV programming. Dame Anna made a successful transition from stage to TV. The talk show format provided an outlet for Humphreys' ability to outlive in character, and it enabled Anna to reach from wider range audiences. And other Australian actors has begun to make a wider profession internationally. And it does not hesitate to reveal that it was her mentorship with help kiddies like little Nicole Kidman to achieve that early success. Now let's move on to Senior Les Patterson, okay? Humphrey's character, Senior Les Patterson, was a boozy Australian casual teach. This Steve couch virus and college, something like that. He argued with Anna and Say Shore, something like that. I don't know. In Humphrey's stage shows, something like that. And timely featured in pre-recorded segments and Dame Anna's TV shows. And Sir Les was a polar opposite of Dame Edna. She was culturally as part of national protestment from Melbourne, and he was a culture-free Roman Catholic from Sydney. In December 1987, Humphreys appeared on the BBC Radio 4 program Today, in a recorded interview in which he was simultaneously playing the characters in both Dame Edna and Sir Les. Now Sandy Stowe. Humphrey's character, Sandy Stowe, was an elderly Australian man, either single or married, with a daughter who died as a child. Humphrey said in 2016 that slowly that the character has deepened, so I began to understand that and appreciate him, and finally feel myself turning to him. In Humphrey's age, he has no longer required makeup for the part, and played Sandy in the old dressing gown. But now his personal life is going to be long, so here we go. Humphreys was married 4 times. His first marriage to Brenda White, okay? It took place when he was 21 years old, lasted then 2 years. He had 2 daughters, Tessa and Emily, and had 2 sons, Oscar and Rupert. For his second and third marriages, respectively, to Roswell Tugg and Diane Milstead, respectively. Anyway, his older son, Oscar, was editor of the art magazine Apollo, and kind of distributing editor to the Spectator, something like that. He is now an art career. His 4th wife, from 1990 to his death in 2023, Lizzie Spender, previously an actor, is the daughter of a British poet, singer Stephen Spector, something like that. A concert pianist, Natasha Spender. Okay, they live in the Tracy Town house in West Hampstead, his home for 4 years. In 1960s, throughout the Spudrum in London, Humphreys began increasingly disbandment of alcohol. Wow. But the last years of the decade, his friends and family began to fear that his addiction might cost him his career, or even his life. His status as a disorderous, guilt-ridden, self-paying boozer was doubly one of the main reasons the failure of his first marriage, was a contributing factor to his collapse on the second. Humphrey's alcoholism reached a crisis point during the visit home to Australia in the early 1970s. Okay? His parents finally had him admitted to the private hospital to dry out where, after a pretty heavy binge, he was found bashed and combinations from the gutter. After the incident, he banished him from alcohol completely and occasionally attended Alcoholism Anonymous, AA for short meetings. He was one of the many friends who tried in vain and help Pierre Cook, who himself eventually died from alcohol-related illnesses. Wow. Humphreys was a friend of English poet John Benjamin. Something like that. Anyway, until Benjamin's death in 1984, their friendship began in 1960 until after Benjamin, while visiting them in Australia, heard some of the Humphreys recordings, very fairly about of them, is a Australian newspaper. Their friendship was in part based around numerous shared interests, including Victoria Oyster. Cornwell was in Music Hall. Humphreys appeared in the 2015 documentary Chalky, okay, and was after longtime friend and colleague Michael White, and produced by many of Humphrey's first Dame shows in the UK. Other notable friends of Humphreys included the painter Arthur Boyd and the author of former politician Jeffrey Archer, who Humphreys visited during Archer's stay in prison, and the comedian Spike Milligan. Okay, Humphrey spent most of his life immersed in music, literature, and the arts. A self-proclaimed, I can't pronounce that. Sorry. Spent time in his house, in West Elspeth, London, supposedly containing some 25,000 books. Many of them first edition of the late 19th and early 20th centuries, respectively. Some more acclaimed and rare items in his collection, including the telephone book of Oscar Wilde, something like that. Members of the Public Baby by Philip O'Connor, an autographed copy of Obdrum by Harold Atchin, okay? The complete works of Wilbur Child, and several volumes of pre-war Soviet poetry of Hubert Reed, okay? Humphreys was a prominent and art collector who, as a result of his free divorces, bought many of his favorite paintings 4 times. He at one time had the largest private collection of paintings of Charles Condor in the planet. He was a great man, a famous symbol. Okay, symbolist painter John Vaz de Barbier, something like that. Flourished role of president for life of the Barbier Society. He himself was a landscape painter, and pictures and private public collections both in the homeland and on board. Humphreys was also a subject of numerous portraits by all his friends, including Clifton Paul in 1958 National Portrait Gallery, and John Beck in the character of Anna Average in 1969 Art Gallery in New South Wales. Humphreys enjoyed avant-garde music and was a patron of, among other things, the French composer John Michael Dempsey, someone that I pronounced his last name, sorry. And the Melbourne Foundation in Australia. Okay? Makes sense anyway. Humphreys was a patron of active support of the Tate Memorial Trust in London, a charity to support young American Australian performing artists in the UK. When Humphreys was a guest in the BBC's Desert Island something like that, radio programming in 2009, he made the following choices. Mer is the Austri, what I can't pronounce these French these language words, sorry. From Strasbourg, well, I can't pronounce this French name, so it's pronounced in a different language. Sorry. Gross ones. Things I'm looking up. Song by Fred Astaire. Love Song, composed by Joseph Stock on the Mother's Piccadilly's doorstep. Song by Randolph Stallings. Those songs I cannot pronounce. This is from Starbirds. Okay? There are man's one. I don't know. When Nails, song cycle, the second movement of partial flutes. Those words cannot sound out, something like that. This song composer, yeah, I can, Miska Spolkalansky, something like that. That song I cannot pronounce, sorry. And they are not long, the weeping and laughter, from Dallas songs in the sunset. Okay, cultural historian Tony Moore offered the Barrymore Mackenzie's movies. Writer writes the Humphreys' professional personal politics, thus a constant consolidation while many of its generation, okay, were moving left, okay. Humphreys nevertheless retained a bohemian delight in transgression, something like that, and that makes him radical, okay. In 2018, Humphrey was criticized on social media for making comments considered by making it transphobic. Wow, harsh, you know. The comments include refer to gender affiliation surgery as simultaneum, as transgender identity is whole fashion how many different kinds of Larry can you have. Too much information, dude. The comments referring to the Barry Award, Trusty Comedy Festival Award in Melbourne, named after the comedian. Then they renamed the Melbourne International Comedy Festival Award the next year. Okay? Henry Humphreys has two brothers and a sister in Melbourne. His brother Chris was working as a copyist. His brother Michael from 1946 to 2020 was a teacher and historian at the school. And his sister Barbara is also a former school teacher. He died the following complications from his hip surgery at St. Vincent's Hospital in Sydney on last Saturday. He was 89 years old. He had suffered from the fall in February. Tributes to Humphreys were given by members of the British royal family, including Charles III, King Charles III, and Sarah, Duchess of Queen Sarah, Duchess of York, and by Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, how to pronounce it. Western Australian Prime Minister Mark McGowan. She was also given by members of the entertainment industry, including Michael Parkinson, Eric Idle of let's say 102 Dalmatians, etc. And it's also in my Pop Phone and Ricky Garvez. My next step topic has to do with Lenny Goodman. Born Renard Gordon Goodman, okay? He was best known as an English professional ballroom dancer, okay? Dance teacher and dance competition enthusiast, okay? He appeared as head judge on the UK television programming Surrey Come Dancing, where various celebrities compete for his Glitter Ball Trophy from its beginning in 2004 until 2016, and on the U.S. television programming Dancing with the Stars from 2005 until his retirement in 2022. He also ran a ballroom dance school in Dartford, Kent. He was born Farnborough, Kent on April 5th, 25th, 1944. He grew up in, let's say, Benwell Green, East London, with his grandfather working at Coulter Margaret's like that, selling fruit and vegetables. As a child, Goodman was wheeled around his grandfather's barrel and tasked with making sure vegetables appeared to be fresh. He moved to black friends like that when he was 6 years old and later attended Westwood Secondary Middle School, where he was a member of the cricket team. Okay? Goodwood was attended Paris Warrior, something like that, Harvard Wolf and Walt Wolf. Something like that. I don't know. He started dancing at the late age of 19. After his doctor recommended him therapy to foot injury. Goodman turned professional, won various competitions, retired for dancing after winning the British Championships of Blackpool in his late 20s. He was a representative of the Carl Allen Award, the recognition of outstanding compositions of the dance in 2006 and 2007, respectively. In the show in which he appeared, was nominated for the Emmy Award an outstanding reality combination programming category. Strictly Come Dancing. Goodman appeared on the Ed Judge of BBC One dance competition Strictly Come Dancing from its competition in 2004 until 2016. He appeared on the panel with Arlene Phillips, Bruno Turtle, and Greg Merville. Howard's my dad. Phil's later replaced by Angela Dixon and then Darcy Phillip, Bishop Russell. In July 2016, Goodwin announced he would be leaving the show at the end of the year series. His final appearance was on the Christmas Day special. On May 9th, 2017, it was announced that Shirley Ballas was to see Goodman as head judge. Okay? Dancing the Stars. Goodman has been a sole head judge on the solely Dancing on American Edition, Dancing the Stars. Okay? He had appeared as the fellow judges Karia Ananamba and Bo Charnel since the following shows in addition for 5 seasons, honoring 4 judges, Garner Hugh and Derek Hugh. He did not appear as judge of season 2, 21 and 29 respectively, within short segments on dance styles during that latter season. On November 14th, 2022, Goodman announced during season party 1 semi-finals broadcast he will be retiring from the show to spend more time with his family in Great Britain. Other television work, in 2005, Goodman voiced professor of the 5-time Emmy Award-winning children's program, I'll Be Good. In both 2007 and 2008, he was one of the UK's commentators in the Eurovision Dance Contest. In March and April 2012, Goodman will host a 3-part BBC One documentary that will be broadcast in the United States by PBS for the 100th anniversary of the voyage of sinking the RMS Titanic. It collaborates his experience in the welder and Harvard Wolf. Okay, it was interviewed descendants and survivors. He introduced viewers to memorials and significant sites in the United Kingdom. In 2013, Goodman presented the BBC 4 programming when Goodman's Dance Band Days. He also hosted Len Goodman's Corporate Christmas. Okay, Boxing Day at BBC One. On November December 2013, Goodman and Lucy Worsley presented the BBC 4 3-part show Dancing Cheek to Cheek. On August 14th, August 2014, excuse me. Goodman was one of the number of well-known faces to taking part in ITV's 2-part documentary series, Secrets of the Clink, something like that. I don't know. In October 2014, Goodman hosted BBC One show Holidays of My Lifetime. Anyway, the show returned with the second series in February 2016, where it was featured with Dan Walker, Carol Kirkwood, May Moore. In November 2015, Goodman and chef Ansley Harriet presented the BBC show Len Ansley's Bigfoot Food Adventures. Like that. Anyway, a 10-part series exploring world cuisine in England and Wales. Part of the show that had never have eaten curry, spaghetti, or Chinese food ever. In 2017, Goodman presented a family game show called Partisan Rhyme, based on Matt Evanson's game Obama Llama. Okay? On October 2021, Goodman made his guest appearance on Channel 4 soap opera Hollyoaks as part of a dancing storyline where his voice was heard, while dance teacher Tricia Murray, portrayed by Dennis Welsh, was reminiscent like that. On radio between 2015 and 2018, Goodman eventually disputed for Paul O'Grady on the Sunday afternoon music show on BBC Radio 2. playing the music that he had grown up with. In 2021, he hosted 3 special bank holiday specials shows like that for Boom Radio. Other works. In 2006, he appeared in the all-singing, dancing version of The Weakest Link and beat Stacey Haynes in the final to win the prize money of £8,050. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, for his nominated hospital care charity, the Monstrous, like that, which he was an hospital patron. Go into autobiography Better Late Than Never, written with Richard Havers, was published by Herbert Price in 2008. Okay. His personal life started when he was married to dancing partner Charlie Kingsland in 1972. But they divorced in 1987. He then had a long-term relationship with a woman named Leslie, okay? Who I've described as an ex-wife of a bloke called Whiff Pine, who had managed a band named Black Sabbath. Goodman and Leslie's son, James William Goodman, was born January 26, 1981. By the age of 12, moved with his mother back to a native of Isleworth, and his parents had separated. As of 2012, James started Latin and ballroom dancing. His father's Goodman Dance Center. On December 30th, 2012, Goodman married a combination of more than 10 years. Sue Barnett, okay? A 47-year-old dance teacher in small cemetery at the Marsman's London Dying Club. Goodman was a West Ham United fan and was featured in the BBC football show Football Focus on September 26, 2009. He is also a keen cricket fan and in May 2009 took part in the Celebrity Ashes cricket match in Von Nuys, California. In October 2011, Goodman appeared on the BBC's Who You Think You Are, in which he discovered that one of the materials introducers was a Stoke weaver who died at a pauper in the Battlefield Green workhouse. Goodman's great-great-grandfather, Joseph Stromowski, came from Poland, where he fought in the anti-Austria November uprising, which he was awarded with Varsity, Missouri. Poland's highest military decoration for the armament and courage, okay? After finding out about his injuries, like that, Goodman said, "I feel no different. I look no different." Something like that. And I am no different, and yet I not what I thought I was. I thought I was truly an Anglo-Saxon English through. In March 2009, Goodman was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which was treated surgery at the London hospital in 2020. He underwent surgery for a small factual mesonia. He died from bone cancer in the hospital Royal George Wells last Saturday, 3 days before his 79th birthday. Fellow surgery judge Bart Marshall wrote on social media, "Heartbroken by a dear friend and partner for 19 years, the one and only ballroom legend, hashtag Lagoon Man passed away. I was treasured in the memory of our incredible adventures and hundreds of shows we did together. At BBC Strictly, at Dance with the Stars, there will never be anyone like you. We will miss you." Strictly presenter Clara Wiggleman called Goodman a class act who will fill it with a twinkle, warmth, and wit. Camilla Queen concert also paid tribute to Goodman. Impressed that she was saddened by his death. She was, yeah, it was in that. But anyway, my next death topic, and he was, yeah, anyway, has with Dale Meeks, okay? He was an English television and theater actor. Born in May 6, 1974, in England. Meeks is best known in his role as Simon Meredith in the ITV soap opera Emmerdale, as a winner of ITV's Celebrity Stars in Their Eyes, with Mark Charnock, my dad, and the Blues Brothers. Meeks also starred in the Bikers Grove as leader of the gang from rival youth club, Deacon Burr, with 5 series and playing hips in the BBC series Breeze Block. Big toured with the UK with the musical Chicago, and appeared in the West End production Love Never Dies. He died last Saturday from heart failure. He was 48 years old. My next death topic has to do with Harry Belafonte. Now, I talk about this during bedtime stories, and I want to talk about it now. Now, born Harold George Belafonte Jr., he was an American singer, actor, activist, okay? Who popularized collaborative music with international audiences in the 1950s. Belafonte was one of the few performers who have received an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award, EGOT for short. Anyway, although he won the Oscar in non-competitive category, he earned his career breakthrough for this album, Cause I Will, in 1956, which is the first million-selling LP piece like that by a single artist. Okay, excuse me, book. Anyway, excuse me, I farted anyway. Belafonte was best known for his recordings: Day-O, the Banana Boat song, Jump on the Line, Shake Sonora, Jamaican Farewell, and Mary's Boy Child. He recorded performing in many genres, including blues, folk, gospel shows too, American Standard. He also starred in films such as Carmen Jones, 1954, I Was in the Sun, 1957, Odds Against Tomorrow, 1959, Buck and the Preacher, 1972, and Uptown Saturday Night, 1974. He made his final screen appearance in Spike Lee's, that movie in 2018. Belafonte served with the actor, singer, activist Paul Ronsman, a mentor. He also was close, I can't pronounce it, of the Martin Luther King Jr. during the Civil Rights Movement in the 1950s and 1960s. He was also a real critic of the politics of George W. Bush and Donald Trump, respectively, administrations. Belafonte was acted the American Civil Liberties Union Celebrity Ambassador for the Gemini Justice issues. Belafonte won 3 Grammy Awards, including the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, an Emmy Award, a Tony Award, and in 1989, he received a Kennedy Center Honors. He was awarded for National Medal of Arts in 1994. In 2014, he received the Gene Ernst Administration Award and the Cavity's 6th Annual Governance Awards. And in 2022, he was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by Early Influence category. He was born Harold George Belafonte Jr. on March 1st, 1927, and lying in hospital in New York City. Son of Jamaican-born parents, Harold George Belafonte Sr., who worked as a chef, and Belafonte Love, a housekeeper. There was also disputed claims that his father placed the birth, was also as star as Martinique, French territory in the West Indies. His mother was a child of Scottish Jamaican mother and Oswald Jamaican father. His father was the child of Afro-Jamaican mother and a Dutch Jewish father and Syriac Jewish descent. Harry Jr. was raised Catholic and attended professional school at St. Charles, Borromeo, something like that. From 1932 to 1940, Belafonte lived in one of his grandmothers in the native country of Jamaica. Okay? Where he attended Walmart schools. Upon returning to New York City, he attended George Washington High School, after which he joined the U.S. Navy, and he served during World War II. In the 1940s, he was working as a janitor's assistant when the Tasha gave him, and his gratitude, 2 tickets to see the American Negro Theater. He fell in love with the art form and also befriended Cindy Poyer. Okay? Makes sense to me. But anyway, the Foundry struggle pair regularly. Okay? Purchase a single seat to local plays. Trading plays between acts after informing the other about the progression of the play. In the end of the 1940s, Fonde took classes in acting in the dramatic workshop at the New York New School in New York City, with the official German director Erwin Passacher alongside Marlon Brando, Tony Curtis, Warren Masaccio, B. Arthur, and Poyer, while performing the American Negro Theater, or something like that. He successfully received a Tony Award in the production of Broadway revue John Murray and Anderson's Monarch in 1954. He also starred in 1955 Broadway's revue Free for the Night with Gower's Champions. His early years began with his musical career began thus. Okay? Belafonte started his career as music in clubs and singer in New York at the Players acting classes. The first time he appeared in front of the audience, he was back in the Charlie Parker Band. Okay? Which included Charlie Parker himself, Maxim Roach, and Miles Davis, among others. He was recording career as a pop singer with the Roast label. In 1949, but quickly developed a keen interest in folk music. Learned material through the Library of Congress American Folk Songs Archives. Guitarist and friend Mara Thomas. Belafonte soon made his debut in the legendary jazz club, the Village Vanguard. Vanguard, something like that. Anyway. He signed a contract with RCA Victor in 1953. Recorded regularly for the label until 1974. Okay? Belafonte also performed during the Rat Pack era in Las Vegas. Okay? Belafonte's first widely released single, which went on to become his signature audience performance preparation song and virtual his live performance, was Medela. Recorded April 27th, 1953, which is about 70 years ago yesterday. Anyway. Rise to Fame. 1956 to 1958. Belafonte's breakthrough album, Calapto, in 1956, became the first LP in the world to sell more than 1 million copies within a year. Okay? He started with it was the first million-selling album ever in England. Okay? The album was number 4 in the Billboard's Top 100 albums charts. Okay? The album spent 31 weeks at number 1. 58 weeks in the top 10. And 9 weeks in the U.S. charts. The album introduced American audiences to comic music. Comic music, something like that. Which is originated in Trinidad and Tobago, something like that, in the early 19th century. And Belafonte was dubbed the King of Cosio, something like that. A title he wore with resignation since he had no claims to a Cosio monarch titles. One of the songs included in the album is now famous Banana Boat song, listed as Day-O and on the Gladiators LP, which reached number 5 in the pop charts and featured the signature lyrics Day-O. Something like that. With many of the combinations recorded for the collab show, including Banana Boat Song and Jamaican Farewell. Something like that. Anyway, gave songwriting credit to Ivory Burgley, something like that. His middle career began when, while primarily known for collab shows, something like that, Belafonte recorded many different genres, including blues, folks, gospel, show tunes, and American standards. His second most popular hit, which came immediately after the Banana Boat song, was Kamai's tune, Mama Look at Boo-Boo, something like that. Anyway, also known as Mama Look at Boo-Boo, something like that. I don't know. Which was recorded for Lord Melody 1955, as well as he sung harmoniously among misbehaving and disrespectful children. Wow. He reached number 11 in the pop charts, okay? In 1959, Belafonte started Tonight with Belafonte, a national televised special that featured Adonia, who sang War Boy, and we performed a duet with Belafonte with There's a Hole in My Bucket, okay? But that hit in the national charts in number 1961, okay? Belafonte was actually the first Jamaican American would win a come in. What is it?
Donkey.
Is it? What are you doing? Dude, take that off. Anyway. Oh, God. Seriously? Ah! Anyway, moving on. Okay. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. Belafonte was the first Jamaican American to win the Emmy for Urban Review, Tonight with Belafonte in 1959. 2 live albums, both recorded at Grammy Hall in 1959 and 1960. Enjoyed critical and commercial successes from his 1959 album, Hava, Nagila, something like that. Anyway, become part of his regular routine and one of his signature songs. He was one of the main entertainers when he not recorded by Frank Sinatra to perform in the annual gala of President John F. Kennedy in 1961, which included Ella Fitzgerald, okay, pronounce it. It starts with an F, sorry. Malia Jackson and others. Okay, it's hard to pronounce, sorry. However, that year, RCA Victor released another album, Jump Up Cabrio, something like that, which went on to become another million seller, okay? During the 1960s, he introduced several artists to U.S. audiences, okay? Which most notably, South American singer, Mariam, okay, hard to pronounce, sorry. And Greek singer, Nana Mouse, or something like that. His album, Midnight Special, number 1962, included a young harmonica player named Bob Dylan. As the Beatles and other stars from Britain began to dominate from the U.S. pop charts, Belafonte's commercial success diminished. Wow. 1964's Belafonte at the Great Pier was his last album to appear in the Billboard's Top 40. His last hit single, A Strange Song, was released in 1967 and peaked at number 5 in adult commercial music charts, okay? Belafonte's released Grammy Awards with the album Swing That Hammer in 1960. Wow. An evening with Belafonte on Makeeba, I don't know, in 1965. The latter album dealt with the political plight on black South Africans under apartheid. He earned 6 gold award records, I don't know. Oh, man. During the 1960s, Belafonte's appeared on TV specials alongside such artists such as Julie Andrews, Paulika, Clark, somebody PXC, somebody I don't know, Leonard Horn, something like that, and now something like that. In 1967, Belafonte was the first non-classical artist to perform I can't pronounce it. Sorry. Performing Arts Center, SPAC for short, in upstate New York. Anyway, soon to be followed by the concerts there by the Doors, the Fifth Dimension, the Who, and Janis Joplin, something like that. From February 5th through the 9th of 1968, Belafonte guest host Tonight Show, substituting for Johnny Carson. Among his interviews guests were Martin Luther King Jr. and Senior Senator Robert F. Kennedy. Rare recordings and some of the activities from his fifth and final album, Crushwell's Carnival, was issued with RCA by RCA in 1971. Belafonte's recording activities slowed commercially after releasing his final album by RCA in 1974. From the mid-70s and early 80s, Belafonte spent the greater part of his time on tour, which included concerts in Japan, Europe, and Cuba. In 1977, Columbia Records released the album Turn the World Around, a strong focus on world music. Okay? In 1978, he was a guest star in the episode of The Muppet Show, which performed the signature song Day-O. However, the episode is best known for Belafonte's rendition of spiritual song Turn the World Around, from the album in the same name, which he performed and eventually made Muppets that resembled African traditional masks. Okay? It became one of the series' most famous performances and was reportedly Jim Henson's favorite episodes ever. After Henson's death in May 1990, Belafonte was asked to perform the song in Henson's memorial service. Turn the World Around was one that also included the 2005 hymnal supplement on the I can't pronounce that. Okay. Eventual Universalist installation, Singing the Journey. From 1979 to 1989, Belafonte served on the World Winnipeg's Ballad's Board of Directors. Belafonte released his first album of the original material of over a decade, Paradise and Gazan Kulu, in 1988, containing 10 protest songs against the South African former apartheid-held policy. It was the last studio album of his life. In the same year, Belafonte as UNICEF, Goodwill Pasture, on a Slimming, the state's name that I cannot pronounce, sorry, on a Zimbabwe, to focus attention on child survival and development in sovereign African American countries. As part of his Swabian, he performed his concert and UNICEF, a Kodak video crew film a concert, okay, which released a 60-minute concert video titled Global Carnival. Following the legendary recording hiatus, an evening with fellow Harry Belafonte friends, soundtrack video, a televised concert was released in 1997 by Island Records, okay? Long Road with the Freedom, and Unreached of Black Music, a huge military artist project recorded by RCA during the 1960s and early 1970s, was finally released in the label in 2001. Belafonte was on the Today Show with the album on 9/11, an interview by Katie Couric, just minutes before the first plane hit the World Trade Center. The album was nominated for the 2002 Grammy Awards and Best Box Recording Package, Best Album Notes, and Best Stereo Album. Belafonte Belafonte received the Kennedy Center honors in 1989. He was awarded for the National Medal of Arts in 1994. He won the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2000. He performed sold-out concerts globally from the 50s into the 2000s. His last concert was a benefit concert with the Atlanta Opera in October 25th, 2003. In 2007 interview, he said he was since retired from performing. On January 29, 2013, Belafonte was the keynote speaker at the 2013 honorary with MLK celebration series, Rhode Island School of Design. Belafonte used his career experiences with Dr. King to speak on the role of artists as activists. Something like that. Belafonte. Hang on. Okay. Did I lose remix? Okay. Hang on. Oh, man. Yeah, it's just I lose remix. Hang on. What happened? Anyway, moving on. Okay. Tell remix that I'm here. Okay, I don't know what's going on with remix, but I'm here. Anyway. He's having difficulties from his end, but anyway. But anyway, moving on. Okay, moving on. Next, okay, I'm gonna continue reading because the show must go on. Anyway, on January 29, 2013, Belafonte was a keynote speaker in 2013 Hillary for the MLK Celebration Series at the Rhode Island School of Design. Belafonte used his career and experience as Dr. King speaks the role of artists as activists, okay? Belafonte was inducted in the honorary member of Pi Beta Sigma, okay? On January 11, 2014, okay? In March 2014, Belafonte was awarded the honorary doctorate of Berklee College of Music of Boston, okay? In 2017, Belafonte released When Colors Come Together, okay? An archery of some Belafonte's early recordings, produced by his son David, who wrote lyrics from the updated version of Islands in the Sun, arranged by longtime Belafonte musical director Richard Cummings. It's remix is back. Okay, I lost connection with him like minutes ago. What happened?
Well, it's because Luke, I had a little bit of a meltdown, switching over to the desktop, and then I figured out that I had the wrong port, or I plugged in the headphones into the wrong splitter. So I'm using an audio splitter. That way, have enough room from the dressing room into the bed. That's why I'm using an audio splitter.
So
It's a bit complicated, folks, but yeah. So I'm sorry, Luke, but please continue on, and I do apologize. Go ahead, continue on with the show.
That's fine. Anyway, and featured Harry Belafonte's grandchildren, Serafina and Amanis, and the children choir. Anyway, his film career began when Belafonte starred in numbers of films, such as bright role in 1953, in which he supported female lead Dorothy Dandridge. The two separately starred in auto from I can't pronounce it. Sorry. Hit musical Carmen Jones 1954. Honorary Belafonte's singing was in the film. It was dubbed by an opera singer, as well as Dandridge. Both voices were deemed unsuitable for their roles. Rise as an actor in 1957 until 1959. Anyway, using this star count call, Belafonte was subsequently able to realize that several then commercial film roles. In 1957, Island in the Sun, then there are hints of the affair between Belafonte's career and character and the characters played by John Fontes. Anyway, films also starred James Mason. Anyway, Dandridge, John Collins, Michael Rennie, and John Justin. Anyway, in 1959, he starred in and produced and through this comedy Harpo Productions, Robert Wise, Odds Against Tomorrow, okay, which he plays a bank robber. Commonly teamed with a racist partner, Robert Ryan. He also co-starred with Inger Stevens in The World, The Flash, and The Devil. Belafonte was offered the role of Porgy in Palmer's Porgy and Bess, okay? Where he would have once again starred opposite Dandridge, would refuse for the role of because he objected to racial stereotyping. Sidney Poitier played the role instead. Rare film and theater involvement from 1960 to 2018. Sorry. Anyway, this defined by most of the films, the roles offered to him from the 1960s. Belafonte concentrated on music. In the early 1970s, on the other hand, Belafonte appeared in more films, among which are two of Poitier, Balkan and Preacher in 1972, and Uptown Saturday Night in 1974. In 1984, Belafonte produced and scored the musical film Beat Street to deal with rise of hip-hop culture, which is boring to me. Anyway, together with Arthur Baker, he produced a called certified soundtrack of the same name. Belafonte next starred in a major film in the mid-1990s, appearing with John Travolta in the race of reverse drama Right Man's Burden, 1995, the year I was born. Anyway, and Robert Altman's Jazz Age drama Kansas City, 1996, the layer of the which gamer the New York Film Critics Circle Award for Best Supporting Actor. He also starred in Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States in the television drama Swing Vote in 1999. In 2006, Belafonte appeared in Bobby. Olympia, it was about this, something like that. It was drama about the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy. He played Nick Nelson, a friend of an employee of the Aperture Hotel. Anthony Hopkins, who narrated the Grinch movie in 2000 movie. Anyway, his final film role was in Spike Lee's Academy Award-winning film Black with Pre-K Station. Anyway, in 2018, as an early civil rights pioneer. Now, political and humorous accusation. Anyway, Belafonte is said to have married politics and pop culture. Anyway, Belafonte's political beliefs greatly inspired by the singer-actor civil rights activist Paul Robeson, who mentored him. Robeson endured not only racial prejudice in the United States, but also Western colonization in Africa. Belafonte refused to perform in the American South from 1954 until 1961. In 1960, Belafonte appeared in the campaign commercial for Democratic presidential candidate John F. Kennedy. Kennedy later named Belafonte commercial advisor of the Peace Corps. Belafonte supported Lyndon B. Johnson for the 1964 United States presidential election. Belafonte gave the keynote address at ACLU for Northern California's annual Bill of Rights Day celebration in December 2007. Excuse me. Anyway, it was Warren, the Chief Justice Earl Warren. Anyway, Civil Liberties Award. The 2011 Sundance Film Festival featured the documentary film Singer Song, a biographical film focusing on Belafonte's composition to and his leadership in the civil rights movement in America and his endeavors and to promote social justice globally. In 2011, okay, Belafonte's memoir, My Song, was published by Gulf Books. Okay, makes sense in any way. Anyway, involvement in the civil rights movement. He supported the civil rights movement in the 1950s and the 1960s. Was one of Martin Luther King Jr.'s covenants. He provided for King's family. Okay, and since King's earned only $80,000 in today's time a year as a preacher, and was made of a civil rights achievement, Belafonte was blacklisted during the McCarthy era. Okay. During the 1963 Birmingham campaign, Belafonte bailed King out of the Birmingham, Alabama jail and raised $50,000 to release other civil rights protesters who contributed to the 1961 Freedom Rides. He supported voters' regulation drives, okay, and helped to organize the 1963 March on Washington. You may recall Paul Robeson. He has been my first great formative influence. You might say he gave me my backbone. Martin Key was my second. He was nourished my soul. Throughout his career, Belafonte was anonymous for political humanitarian causes, such as anti-apartheid movement and USA for Africa. From 1987 to his death, he was a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. During the Mississippi Freedom Summer of 1954, Belafonte bankrolled the student anonymous Corey Caminee from Mississippi that August with Singapore and $60,000 in cash and entertaining crowds in Greenwood. In 1958, Belafonte appeared on PC anyway, primetime NBC television special NBC, in the middle of Do It in the Path of Glory. Clark smiled and briefly touched Belafonte's arm. Wow. Which popped complaints from Dory Lott, the advertising manager of the show sponsor, Plymouth Motors. Okay. Lott's wanted to retape the segment, but Clark, who had the ownership of the special, told NBC the performance would be shown intact and she was not allowed to be aired at all. Newspapers reported the controversy, but Lott would revealed that responsibilities when he was special air would attract high ratings. Okay. Belafonte taped an appearance on an episode of Smothers Brothers comedy Hours. Anyway, to be aired on September 29, 1988. For the controversial Mardi Gras number intercut with footage of the 1988 Democratic National Combination riots. The CBS presenters deleted the segment. The full unedited content was broadcast in 1993 as part of the complete Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour syndication package. humiliation artisanum. In 1985, okay, with Belafonte helped organize the Grammy Award-winning song "We Are the World," a multi-artist effort to raise funds for Africa. He performed at Live Aid concert that same year. In 1987, he received an appointment to a UNICEF as a Goodwill Ambassador. Following his appointment, Belafonte traveled to Dakar, Nigeria, something like that, where he served as a chairman of the International Supporters of Artists and Individuals of African Children, okay? He also helped to raise funds, along with more than 20 other artists, in the largest concert ever held to Sub-Saharan Africa. In 1994, he embarked on a mission to Rwanda and launched a media campaign to raise awareness of the needs of Rwandan children. In 2001, Belafonte visited South Africa to support the campaign against HIV/AIDS. In 2002, Africare awarded him the Bishop John T. Walker Distinguished Foundation Service Award for these efforts. In 2004, Belafonte traveled to Kenya to stress the importance to educating children in the region. Belafonte has been involved with prostate cancer industry since 1996, when he was diagnosed and successfully treated the disease. And on June 27, 2006, one day before I turned 1 year old at the time, Belafonte received the BET Inspiration Award for the 2006 BET Awards. He was named one of the 9 2006 Impact Awards received, represents the IARP, the magazine. On the October 19, 2007, Belafonte presented the UNICEF on the Nigerian television to support the annual telethon TV thing linked below, which I'm not going to show on YouTube, to help raise a full record of $10 per Nigerian citizen, okay? Belafonte was also an ambassador to the Bahamas, okay? Sat on the board of directors and Jesuit projects. He also served as ambassador civil consul of the Nuclear Age Peace Foundation, okay? Now, partial activism, okay? Belafonte was a long-time critic of the U.S. foreign policy. He began making controversial partial statements on the subsidiary 1980s, okay? As various times, he made statements abolishing the U.S. embargo in Cuba, okay? Pricing service peace investigates, okay? Attacking U.S. invasions of Ukraine, okay? Raising the Abraham Lincoln, sorry about that, everyone. But anyway, brigades, okay? Honoring Ethel Joyce Rosenberg and praising Fidel Castro. Belafonte was also known for his visit to Cuba to help ensure hip-hop, which is still a big place, okay? In Cuba, society. According to Jeffrey Baker article, hip-hop violation, stupid idea. Anyway, nomination rap in Cuba. Why? In 1999, Belafonte met the violation that the rap community ability before meeting with Castro. This meeting resulted in Castro's personal approval of, and hence the government's involvement in the incorporation of rap into his country's culture. In the 2003 interview, Belafonte revealed upon his meeting's influence at death. When I went back to Havana, something like that, a couple years later, the people in the hip-hop community came to see me, and we hung up the bet. They thanked me professionally, and I said, why? And they said, because your convention with visual and the mature culture of hip hop led to being their special division within the military, and we got our own studio. Bill Fund was active in party movement, okay? And in 1987, he was master of ceremonies and rendition, honoring African National Congress President Albert Tambo in the Roosevelt House, okay? Hunter College, New York City, in the New York, and the recession was held by American Comedy of Africa, ACOA for short, and the Africa Fund. And he was a board member of the Trans-African Forum and the Institute of Policy Studies, opposition to the George W. Bush administration. It's a lot to read, but anyway. Bill Fontaine received widespread attention to political views in 2002, when he began making a series of comments about George W. Bush as president, his administration of Iraq War. During an interview with Ted Lander from San Diego, 760 KFMB on October 10th, 2002, Bill Fontaine referred to Malcolm X. Bill Fontaine said this: "There's an old saying, in days of slavery, there was those who slaves and live in the plantations like that, and there were slaves who lived in the house. There was the privilege to live in the house, and you were served as master, okay? Do exactly the way the master intended to have you serve him. They give you privilege, call it power, and is commanded to come into the house of master, as long as he had to serve the master, according to his master's purpose. And when Paul dares to suggest something that's other than when the master wants to hear, he was to turn back, okay? Pastor, and you don't want to hear much of those who want the pastor." Bill Fontaine was a quotation to clarify the former U.S. Secretary of State, Colin Powell, and Cornelius Rice. Powell and Rice both responded with Powell calling the remarks unfortunate, and Rice saying, "I don't need Harry Bill Fontaine to tell me why it needs to be black." Yeah, racist anyway. The comedy reform service an interview with Amy Goodman, anyway, which just started now in 2006. In January 2006, Bill Fontaine declaration of activities, including actor Danny Glover and activist Professor Cornel West, to meet with starts with the V, President Hugo Chavez. In 2005, Chavez, a spoken Bush critic, and developed a program to buy cheaper heating oil to poor people in several areas of the United States. Bill Fontaine supported this initiative. He was quoted as saying during a meeting with Chavez, "No matter what the greatest triumph in the world, greatest terrorist in the planet, George W. Bush said, we're here to tell you, not hundreds, not thousands, but millions of the American people support your revolution." Bill Fontaine Glover met again with Chavez in 2006. The comment ignited the great deal of controversy. Hillary Clinton, the refused to acknowledge Bill Fontaine's privilege at the award ceremony that features both of them. AARP, which I just named him one of 10 Impact Awards honorees in 2006, released a statement following the remarks. AARP does not concern the matter and told him when he was chosen to find his comments completely unacceptable. During the Martin Luther King Day speech at Duke University in 2006, Bill Fontaine compared the American government to the hijackers of September 11 attacks, saying this: "What is the difference between the terrorists and other terrorists?" In response to criticism about his remarks, Bill Fontaine asked this: what you call Bush when the war he was put us in the day he was killed, almost as many Americans had died in 9/11, and the number of Americans went in war and almost triple. Anyway, but most definitions Bush can be considered as terrorist. But he was asked an expression of criticism on the remarks on when the war in Iraq, and Bellefonte responded this, bringing on distance and instead central to any demonstratory. In another interview, Bellefonte remarked that while his comments may often have been hasty, he felt the Bush administration suffered from I'm not gonna pronounce the A word. Sorry. He's wedded to ignorance and politics and around the world were morally bankrupt. In the January 2006 speech to the annual meeting of the Hearts Prisoners Members Conference, Bellefonte revered the new gospel of Homeland Security, stating that you can be arrested to have no right to control, okay? During the MLKJ Day speech at the Duke University, Durham, North Carolina, in January 2006, Bellefonte said he had confused his. Okay, I'm not gonna say the E word. I'm gonna pronounce it. Sorry. It was the Harry Potter Patriot. Anyway, in 2004, okay, he was awarded as demonstrating human rights award in San Francisco by Global Exchange. The Obama administration said this. In the 1950s, Bellefonte was supportive of African American Students Foundation, which gave a grant to Barack Obama Sr., the late father of 44th United States President Barack Obama, studied at the University of Hawaii in 1959. In 2011, Bellefonte commented on the Obama administration and the role of the popular opinion played in shaping the politics. I think Obama played the game and he played it because he sees no threat from evidence things like that concern the poor. On December 9th, 2012, in an interview with Al Sharpton on MSNBC, Bellefonte expressed dismay that many political leaders in the U.S. continue to oppose Obama's politics, even after the re-election. Okay? The only thing left for Barack Obama to do is work on the first world there and just put up all these guys in jail. You're following the American desire. On February 1st, 2013, Bellefonte received the ACP's Stream Medal and the televised ceremony. He consents R.L. Rice. Okay, among those previous recipients of the award, whom he regarded highly to speaking up to remedy the ills of the nation. New York City Pride Parade in 2013. That Bellefonte was named a Grand Marshal of the New York City Pride Parade alongside Ellie Windsor and Earl Folkley, something like that. Supported Bernie Sanders in 2016. Bellefonte observed Vermont U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders in the Democrat primates. Okay. Saying that I think he presents arbitrary. I think he represents a moral arbitrary, something like that. I think he presents a certain kind of truth that was not often evident in course of politics. Bellefonte was already the co-chairman of Women's March Washington, which took place on the same day that, on January 21st, 2017, the day after the coronation of Donald Trump as president. The Sanders Institute. Bellefonte was the fellow of the Sanders Institute and in business career says this. Bellefonte often visited the Caribbean off island of Bonaire. Humor his name of Arjuan's Arabia, okay, forming a joint venture to create a luxurious private samurai community, something like that, a bonnier named Barnum. I can't pronounce that. Sorry. A bonnier of the two men's names. Commission began June 3rd, 1966. Okay. The neighborhood is managed by the Belknap Caribbean Development Corporation. Bellefontaine and Nam served as the first directors. In 2017, Belknap was home to 717 people. His personal life and death begins with this. Okay? Bellefontaine and Margaret Bird were married on 1948 to 1957. They have two daughters, Emma Rain and Sherry Bellefontaine. They were separated when Bird was pregnant with Sherry. Okay? Erin and her daughter, Rachel Blue, found the Erin Foundation experience focused on humanitarian work in Southern Africa. Okay? In 1953, Bellefontaine was eventually able to move from Washington Heights, Manhattan, into a white neighborhood in Amherst, Queens, New York. Bellefontaine had an affair with actress Joan Collins during the filming of Alice in the Sun, okay? On March 8th, 1957. Bellefontaine married his second wife, Joy Robinson, a former dancer of the Catherine Dunham Company, who was a Jewish descent. After 47 years of marriage, Bellefontaine and Robinson divorced in 2004. In April 2008, he married photographer Pamela Frank. Okay? Bellefontaine had 5 grandchildren. Rachel and Brian, through his children, through Marguerite Bird and Maria Starvina and Amanias, through his children of Robinson. In October 1998, Bellefontaine contributed a letter to Liv Almaden, book letter to my grandchild. He died from conventional heart failure in his home on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, New York City, last Tuesday, something like that. Sorry. He was 96 years old. My next topic has to do with Jerry Springer, born Gerald Norman Springer, okay? He was an American broadcaster, journalist, actor, producer, lawyer, and politician. Born in London, England, okay, in 1944, February 13th. He was during World War II. Defending escaping from politics, Springer was raised in Queens, New York City. He attended Northwestern University School of Law. Quite the lawyers first became actively involved in politics, working with the campaign of Robert Kennedy in 1968. A Cincinnati City Council member, Springer served as the 56th mayor of Cincinnati from 1977 to 1978. He was then working as a local news anchor in Cincinnati when he won several regional Emmy Awards for commentary. Springer was best known for his hosting some controversial tabloid talk show, Jerry Springer, from 1991 to 2018. He was also the host of America's Got Talent from 2007 to 2008, and was a courtroom show Judge Judy from 2019 to 2022. Off television, he hosted Jerry Springer podcast from 2015 to 2022. He was noted as a pioneer of emerged trash television. Okay? Anonymous show was a commercial smash and a commercial phenomenon in the 1990s. He died yesterday at Washington, Illinois. He was 79 years old. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's going to get too up, just like the other one, so that's just me. The last topic has to do with Billy the Kid Emerson. Born William Robert Emerson, best known as his recording career as Billy the Kid Emerson, and more recently as Robert William R. Emerson, was an American R&B and rock and roll singer and songwriter and turned preacher, best known as the 1955 song Red Hot. Okay. Emerson began recording live after joining the Two Turners, Ike Turner's King of Rhythm in the early 1950s. He recorded for the various labels, including Sun, Chess, and BJ's, forming his own Tommy Records, where he recorded Dennis LaSalle's and Matt Guitars Murphy's. He recorded blues musicians such as Earl Hookers, Lonnie Brooks, Sonny Boy Robinson II, and Robert Nighthawk. He was born in December 21st, 1925, in Cobble Springs, Florida. He was a black singer who was born that day, and he was learned to play piano in church. Okay. Okay. And with various local bands. In 1943, he joined the U.S. Navy. After World War II, he was playing around Tampa with acts such as Ivory Mitchell, the Billy Bowell Band, and the Vaso Brown Band. Followed a spell in one group where the members dressed as outlaws. He picked up the nickname Billy the Kid. Okay? Watch this, Billy. This is for you. Anyway, Emerson received an athletic scholarship to attend Florida A&M University, left to join the United States Air Force during the Korean War in 1952. While stationed in Greensville, Mississippi, he met band leader Ike Turner, who created him as a King of Rhythm. Turner, a talent scout and from Scott Records, arranged a session with Emerson. His first single, Notice Around If Love Is Believing, was released in February 1954. His release, another single backed by Turner on guitar before leaving the band and joining a group led by Phoenix Newborn. Okay, he played with a son as a songwriter, writing and recording when it rains and it really pours. Okay. Later recorded by Elvis Presley and Red Hot, which later became a hit both by Lily Lee Riley and Bob Robin, and later by Robert Gordon Lake Ray. Was not a commercial success for Emerson himself. In late 1955, he joined BJ Records in Chicago, making records by As Every Woman I Know Crazy About Automobiles. Released a year later, but with little commercial success. The song was successfully covered in 1965 by Sam the Sham and the Poirot on the Wooly Bully album in the white cover in the 1980 album Borderline. Soon after, Emerson joined Chess Records and the recording manager on the Chess label. He recorded Holy Mackerel Baby and the Break of Woodchuck, which was an earlier song single. He also released a single with Willie Dixon's band. As a songwriter, Emerson wrote dozens of songs for the artists such as Jerry Wells, Willie Mamson's My Dad, Warren Harris, and Bobby Guy. After recording for several similar labels, he formed his own Tommy Records in 1966, releasing Denny's Cindy's debut single, as well as old records. He also continued to play in clubs and on European blues tour. In the late 70s, Emerson decided to dedicate himself to his religion and compose gospel music. In 2005, it was reported that he has a church in Oak Park, Illinois, as Reverend William R. Emerson's one that. In 2009, Bear Family Records released a 33-track combination album as Robert Emerson's son recordings. Red Hot the Sun Years Plus. The plus includes his Best J chess singles. Okay? Emerson was included in the Rockabilly Hall of Fame. Emerson was released in 2017 for the Folk Heritage Award at Charming Springs Heritage Museum for combinations of songwriter, performer, and producer. He died this week. He was 97 years old. Now, we're going to do the moment of silence special regarding these 6 death topics right now. Thank you. Rest in peace to these 6 people I mentioned earlier. Now let's move on to the next topic, which is Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie to be released on Netflix in 2024. Okay, the long-rumored SpongeBob SquarePants spin-off movie focused on Sandy Cheeks will be released, making its way to Netflix globally next year, after originally being scheduled to be released this year. Rumored to be in development for several years, Netflix has officially added Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie, to be slated movie theaters coming out in 2023 and February 2023. However, since we learned the movies were pushed to be released in 2024 instead, per Netflix. On the other hand, here's how they describe the new animated feature film looks like. Anyway, Bikini Bottom has been stolen. Okay? Sandy Cheeks and SpongeBob watch in disbelief as everyone's favorite talent is scooped out by the ocean by the sinister's mysterious company. Now Sandy and SpongeBob must go on an epic quest to Sandy's home state of Texas and enlist her family to help save Patrick, Squidward, Mr. Krabs, and the rest of the game before time runs out. Continue the franchise of Sonic blends of animation and live action, Saving Bikini Bottom brands on all the charms and glorious of the series, the Wild West, and this SpongeBob SquarePants spinoff from director Lisa Johnson. Now, she says this from the director of Last of Us, series supports events, and Dead of Me. Anyway, the rest of the movie was the cast includes Corey Lawrence, Tom Kenny, Bill Figurbate, Roger Bumpaz, Doug Lawrence, Clancy Brown, Mary Jo Collette, Joe Taylor, Craig Robertson, Greg Griffin, The Weeknd. That'd be exciting. Johnny Knoxville, Divine's like that. Oh yeah, I asked. His name mentioned Greg Leslie. Okay, that's fine. Maddie, Garlow, Isla, Albright, Pyro, and Wanda Sykes. Cassie Warren write this about what they said. A Saint movie has been long rumored for Netflix, and a report in late 2022 confirmed some details of the upcoming Paramount titles coming up in the end of the year and into 2023. The report listed Emily in Paris. It's one of the biggest projects come from Paramount exclusively to Netflix, and SpongeBob getting mentioned for a report saying this. SpongeBob SquarePants is a global phenomenon. It's occasionally inventing new content across all platforms. Looking ahead to 2023, content of the 14th season will continue to be broadcast on Clan. Okay? And season 2 of Camp Coral, something like that, spinoff, will premiere and SpongeBob First Adventures and a spinoff of Patrick Star's show on Nickelodeon. Okay? And we're not enough, in the new feature film in Antonia, one of the most beloved characters in the series, will be released on Netflix this year. However, as Nickelodeon noted, many details around the new titles are unknown, including what Netflix had carried in the movie globally. It's just selected territories. Anyway, the movie could just be part of the deal Netflix stuck with Nickelodeon in 2020. Over the past few years, Netflix has just released several Nickelodeon movies, exclusively based on established Nick IP. Most recently, it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the movie. But other movies such as Adventure Invader Zim, something like that, and the Four Paws, the Wild House movie, and Rocko's Modern Life, Static Cling. Netflix is rumored with another SpongeBob movie. In 2019, the New York Times reported that Netflix will also be receiving a Squidward spinoff, but was debunked shortly afterward. Is SpongeBob SquarePants on Netflix? Well, yes, it is. SpongeBob's available on Netflix. Fine with the stay at least. Numerous regions are still streaming selected seasons of the core show. Whatever regions. Losing the title was just recently in regions like in the United Kingdom. OGS, something like that, reports only 60 regions carry SpongeBob SquarePants, with regions like Canada only carrying a single season. Okay? Netflix has provided the international rights to SpongeBob's movie SpongeBob Run, midway during the pandemic. Netflix also released a SpongeBob game for its 50-plus strong annual on the mobile game titles. SpongeBob Get Cooking, was released on iOS and Google Play on September 27th, where the game is developed by... Okay, I'm going to pronounce this company name. Are you looking forward to a Sammy Bikini Bottom Spinny Cheeks movie? Coming soon to Netflix. Let us know in the comments. So that was that topic. Now let's move on to the next one, which is Transformers, SpongeBob highlight Paramount Plus's Paramount's animated movie slate. Anyway, Paramount CinemaCon presented the kickoff with a studio and villainous feature plans and animated movies on the big screen. Okay, with films based on Transformers, Smurfs, SpongeBob SquarePants, and Avatar: The Last Airbender, now in the works. The films are announced by Rhapsody Navio, okay? President of Paramount Animation. Nickelodeon Animation, that is. Excuse me. Anyway. Who kicked off the show with a preview of her division's first feature film, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, which is co-written by Seth Rogen. It tells the story of how the Ninja Turtles stubborn and hiding become accepted by humans of New York. The movie is set to be released on August 4th. Then on July 19th, 2024. Paramount released an animated film, Transformers 1, okay, which will star Chris Hemsworth and Brian Tracy, something like that, Henry, something like that. The younger Optimus Prime, Megatron, okay, respectively. Tells the story how the two went to go brothers in arms and swarm enemies. Scarlett Johansson, who played Mindy in SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Keegan Michael Key, okay? John Hamm, and Lawrence Fishburne run out this voice cast in the first animated Transformers movie since 1986. Now, I'll go over which last episode of the season. Anyway, but I'm not going to go over the video due to copyright reasons. But anyway. Now, in 2025, however, Paramount will have 3 animated films starting with this new Smurfs movie, directed by the Lego Movie co-creator Chris Miller, and starring Rihanna as Smurfette. with original music by the pop star. Jesus, how's that gonna work? The film was set to release on Valentine's Day that year. Now, Memorial Day weekend, on the other hand, that year, will bring a new SpongeBob movie called The SpongeBob Movie Search for SquarePants. The show's longtime writer Derek Dorman directed the film. In October 2025, the studio released a feature-length film based on acclaimed Avatar: The Last Airbender. That kept arts with the film released by Natural at CinemaCon. Now, Natural has had worked on Nickelodeon Animation and Paramount Animation since 2018. We promote the thread of both productions by CEO Brian Robbins in 2021. The new slate shows how Paramount will be laying on animated for greater portion of great vertical strategy in the years ahead, and we'll see the studio enter the aggressively promotions market in the families, audiences alongside the growing Sony Pictures Animation, Warner Animation Group, Universal Emulation, and DreamWorks, and century-old animation studio and Pixar. And that's all for that topic. Now let's move on to the next topic, which is, if you watch Mr. K's Clubhouse, it's for you. Mr. K's Clubhouse is gonna be soon to be on PBS Kids. Now, before I talk about it, okay? In the fall of 2022, he did an interview for Nebraska Public Media. He was in the PBS state to be used during the Pledge Drive Week, on the other hand. We talk about his show. He talked about his show and how he was inspired and guided him to do the show based off of the passionate kinds of support he grew up on PBS, on the other hand. Now, and get ready, folks. Tell him that we're ready to be added. He's going to be added on PBS Kids Router. I'm looking forward to this. I bet you are as well. Miss K's Clubhouse, I'm doing react videos for this, but I'll react very soon, especially for bedtime stories, folks. Here's a clip, but I'm not going to show you the whole video due to copyright reasons, but who knows? But, that's just me. Here it is.
It's Omaha's only live-action educational.
But there you go. But there you go. I'm just gonna mute it due to copyright reasons, but anyway. And he has a 1-year-old, by the way, so showing you, yeah. Yeah, what do you think, guys? Okay. Show you proof and how you want to respond to that. I'm going to pause it right there. I just don't want to show this again. So that's all for that topic. Now, I have my last topic, and that is, I want to repeat this again on sneak peek previews, and this will be it, okay? I talk about this on sneak peek previews, and I want to talk about this again today, okay? The Super Mario Bros. Movie, okay? It was a great movie overall. I saw it, and in the theater room, it was fantastic. I give this a 10 out of 10 overall. Like I said in the sneak peek previews, I talk about the spoiler-free review. If you want to check it out, go check out my main channel. This is for you, buddy, and anyone who watches this my spoiler-free review. This has like nearly 200 views so far. Wow. Now, after I got to see it in theater, I had a pre-order copy, and by the way, it's gonna be delivered here in July or in late June. I don't know. That's all my topics for today. What's going on?
That was actually one of my topics about the Mario movie.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead about Mario movie.
Okay. I just came back from the bathroom, so
You're fine.
I'm not gonna say the D word, but I just went to the bathroom.
Wow. Remax.
Yeah, because this poor little sheep had to go pee in the bathroom.
How?
Yeah. And just to fix things up, Luke, it's actually Judge Jerry, not Judge Judy. I don't think Jerry's playing her as a woman.
No, I said
So
jury.
I just had to fix it. I had to fix the thing because I thought you really said Judge Judy, but it was actually
I did not
Jerry.
say Judge Judy. I said Judge Jury. I pronounced it wrong.
Oh, okay, you said jury. Oh, okay, well. But you see, folks, we do screw up on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. So, anyway.
Okay,
Yeah,
hang on.
so, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got this weird thing on Discord. I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Still. Okay. Still.
I definitely did not create that.
No, you did not.
Alright, well, hang on, guys. I gotta delete the sofa because apparently, okay, I don't know what's going on.
What's going on? Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if I actually created this or not.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I don't know. I'm just getting strange things that's going on. I don't know, some sort of a spam thing.
Yeah, spam. Yeah, whatever that is, you know.
I hope I don't get any spam because that's not good.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
how do I do this?
Yeah, I heard noises in the background while we're going ahead and doing the show.
Well, yeah, somebody is outside.
Yeah.
Because it is 5 o'clock. I gotta figure out what to do here.
Yeah.
Cause I'm trying to delete I'm gonna delete this.
Yeah,
this,
you.
thing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying to get rid of this because I did not create this.
Yeah.
See, folks, this is why I'm having crap ton of issues.
Yeah.
Okay, and and you never know what's gonna happen. You just never know what's gonna happen. But yeah, so the Super Mario movie, that was actually one of the topics. And what Luke said, July 1st is apparently the release date for the movie. But like I said, I don't know if this is official or anything.
Yeah.
So we do not know for sure.
We don't know either. No.
Well, I'm having a hard time here, but anyway. Yeah, so the Super Mario movie will be July 1st, but again, we can only clarify that.
Yeah.
But as we know, that nothing has been official yet. because the movie is still out in theaters, and I'm glad that Luke has gotten uh, the movie on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna head on over to the thing and see how the heck I delete the circle. Wait, see guys, now you're gonna watch me suffer
Yeah.
for this.
Still.
Oh, okay. Duh. Let's delete this. Wait, what? Oh, oops. Wait, you didn't enter the server? You serious?
Well. Well.
Hi. Why do I have to enter in the server? What is going on? You said live. Yeah, no, did it? Did it wrong? Yeah, wrong.
Still.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on here.
Okay, well, I deleted it. Good thing. Like I said, we've been on Portal, I don't know, I'll probably delete it. I have no idea what to do with that. Geez. I know I'm stalling everybody. I do apologize.
Well.
I'm just figuring out what's going on with the Discord server because I want to make sure that everything's safe before we continue on, like how to close the Discord server, because nobody should get into that, only but me, because I created the server and nobody, and now, well, it was me and Luke who created it.
It was you and me, yeah. Excuse me. Farted.
And I do apologize about that, folks, again. It's 5 o'clock and outside playing basketball, making all that noise, so there's nothing I can do about that. That I want them to yell at me because, I don't want to yell at the kids. But anyway, enough about that. Enough about that. Okay, well, now I deleted it. Okay, so now it says type in the name of your server info in the text box. Oh, okay. So okay. So that's what I had to do. I had to type in like TTPet Live. I typed in TTPet Live, deleted it, and then it was gone. Am I gonna delete Couch Explosion? No.
No. Forget about it.
Couch Explosion,
It's
we
still
are
gonna stay.
social and we're open. And Couch Explosion Discord server is the number one destination for everything. And some exclusively you will find on the Facebook page, which we're finding on the Discord server.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now I got that whack out of the way. Let's move on, shall we?
Yes, please.
Okay. Because it's giving me a bunch of headaches, and it's like, well, for me, I need some spaghetti and meatballs after this crap is over. Oh no. Anyway, apparently the movie is supposed to be coming on Apple TV for Went on, let's say, okay, May the 8th, but it's not going to be available for purchase. So, and Luke has it on pre-order. I have it on pre-order on iTunes. And in fact, it's doing really well on my YouTube channel. It's at over 400 plus views right now. And it's still going to continue to climb, hopefully. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, and one last thing is spoiler free. Don't want to give out any spoilers, but I watched last week Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. And let me tell you, this was fun. This was great. Can you hear me,
I can hear you just fine. I'm just rubbing my eyes, you know. That was it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, so, Power Rangers, once and always, this was incredible. I know that everybody is popcorn that they don't really like the Netflix film special, but I kind of enjoyed it. And it's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, which is probably sitting at 80 something percent, 88 ish. Um, but yeah, but what I can tell you about the movie, it does not have Amy Jo Johnson because she's not in it. Because I think she's like in her 50s and she's not able, she doesn't want to, put on her pink uniform like she did back in '93.
Yeah.
So she's not in it, and of course, sadly, Jason David Frank is not in the special because he died last year
Yeah.
in Texas, which I'm still in shock.
I'm still in
And
shock.
he
I mean,
he was awesome.
it's a good thing I met him last 2 years ago.
Yeah, and he came by to Savannah, Georgia, and it was a once in a lifetime opportunity to meet the guy who has been the biggest inspiration to everybody, getting into martial arts and everything. I hope it still continues, keep his legacy alive and everything.
Yes.
But yeah, so he's not even in this special, which it's still sad to me that he's just not here because this year would have been his 50th birthday had he not died from suicide.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, because this fall, the new movie Legend of the White Dragon will be premiering. And I know that Jason up in heaven, he's happy that the film's gonna be shown.
Yeah.
You know, what would have been his 50th birthday had he not died, and everything.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I think to me he's always gonna be the White Ranger, of course, be playing the evil green, you know, uh, Ranger and everything, and of course, and Dino Thunder as the black one that Luke's childhood, and mine would be the White Ranger, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, and probably the Red Ranger too, controllable, which I don't really care. But anyway, um, but yeah, so once and always, it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Uh, this is why I'm a Power Rangers fan. Ever since, uh, and now and like I said, so three people in the Power Rangers universe. Two from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and the other one from Ninja Storm,
Mm-hmm.
which I enjoy too.
Yes.
But I still like Time Force. That's like my favorite one.
Yeah. My top five, actually top 5 favorite season of Rangers had to be 5. Like I say, 1 had to be Dial Thunder, 2 had to be SBD, 3 had to be Mystic Force, because after that I branched out with Power Rangers because I want to focus on my filming career. 4 will have to be Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as always, and 5 will be just the regular movies, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Turbo Power Rangers movie. That was it. Not counting the seasons and movies. That will be good, because at the time, yes, I was enjoyed these things,
Yeah.
And I haven't seen Once and Always yet, but if you guys want to watch it, I know you're gonna poop on this, like Rick said, go check it out.
Yeah.
Because I have not seen just the first one yet, but the All Once and Always one, but as for the first one, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, I recorded on Jax,
Yeah.
on ABC Family, before SBD first came on TV,
Uh-huh.
which is great,
But well, and I was gonna say too, I'm gonna be the only person to say that yeah, I'm a lifelong fan of the series and the show. Growing up as a kid, and everything, and now as in my adult years, I still enjoy the Power Rangers. And I don't branch out on anything because I do find the time, for some things because we're one is such an awesome opportunity, uh, for the times and everything. But really that's not really the point. But I'm just saying that it's been a lifelong fan, and I'm always gonna continue to be a fan. Whether it's the TV shows or the video games for that matter, especially the one on Sega Genesis, which I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
Um, because like I said, they made the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie in 1995. I think June 30th, 95, and of course the video games came out, especially the SNES version, on June 23rd, 1995. The
Yeah.
Genesis version came out in July of 95.
Yeah, I was born. Yeah,
And
it was great. Yeah, because people saw it in theaters, and they were blown.
Yeah,
People saw it in theaters, and they were blown. I mean, nearly 10 years later, I recorded the same movie on Jax on ABC Family, like I mentioned before. It was great.
yeah. But like I said, I like the Sega Genesis version, because it's the one that I had, and but the Super NES version is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Although the SNES version is by Natsumi.
Excuse me, I just farted.
Oh god. And the Genesis and Game Gear versions are by Sims, Banquesto, which is now owned by Namco Bandai Games or Entertainment, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But all you're saying is that it's a great game, and I do like to play it sometime again. Even though EGM is bashing on the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly.
Yeah.
Which is no longer. It's still oh yeah, it's still on. Never mind. It's still on, people. It's still on.
Still out. Yeah. Exactly.
But anyway. So, but yes, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers once and always. Yeah, it's great. If you have Netflix, check it out.
Check it out for Netflix.
But like I said, if you can't afford Netflix, then I guess you're kind of screwed and you won't be able to watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I used to have Netflix until I got rid of it, and now I don't have it again.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, so obviously you get advertisements now. Well, if you get the standard one, if you get basic, you can watch it in high definition, but not full high definition.
Yes, exactly.
And the premium edition is ridiculous, $20 a month.
Yeah, wow.
While the basic costs $10 a month, which is a lot better. And this is the reason why I don't have Netflix because it's outrageous. Because I don't want to spend that kind of money. Because yeah, I mean there's great cartoons and everything, but
I got other things I gotta do with my money besides, doing all this, other
Yeah,
things and
so
crap. So yeah, it's just a hard pass.
hard pass, yeah.
So I would say.
Even though for
Um,
me, in about months from now, it's not gonna be a hard pass anyway.
well, well, it's like I said, I mean, like I said, it's just two different people who, one, you know, is on the ribbon and can't work, and the other one, this is not really the show to bash on people because this show is not about bashing. It's about
No, it's not bash. Not about
enjoying
bashing.
and especially the two-part finale.
It's about
You
two-part
know,
finale. Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm gonna really miss everything there is about the show and everything, and of course creating, the best OPS template I've done, for season 9.
Yeah.
But that being the final part next week, and then season 9 will be officially over.
And I want to announce things during the season 9 finale part 2 because once I do an update video before this part 2 season 9 finale, I just want to move on to my next chapter of my life. Period.
Yeah, and while you do that, I'm going to be focusing and continue with the high flying success of the 20th anniversary of Wheel One
Mhm.
And everything because we've been working incredibly hard.
Mhm.
Especially with Wheel One Arcade and everything.
Mhm.
We got big plans on that, and I just did something last night, and this thing turned out to be amazing. So I got the staff credits finished.
Mhm.
Now all you gotta do is just do the ID, the ident, which is used on everything, to let them know that who we are and and what the whole thing is about, the whole network and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, and yeah, and yes, when it comes to music, I get to choose the music because not only it's really important, but you also have to make sure you have the right music and it doesn't end up being total garbage because some of the music that I'm finding online, the royalty free stuff, has been nothing but greatness because I found a lot of great music, especially the stomping thing that I found on Storybox, which is awesome. So there is just a great selection of royalty free music,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm so creative and everything, and royalty free music. I mean, yeah, y'all kind of cutting corners, but at the same time, I think it works, and I think that this is the step in the right direction. And I know folks I'm just blabbling because I gotta leave pretty soon to do my work and everything and you know
Spend time with my family because I don't have much
yeah.
longer to do game summits anyway. So I'm not gonna do
You
game
know?
summit. Yeah, no, cause
Oh crap.
and I'm running out of time. And if I do game summits now, then I'll save it for the season 9 finale.
Okay, well, it's like I said, at least we're having a great time, doing the show. That's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we really have to end it with, end it, for season 9. Because like I said, FWX, which will be coming later
In the fall,
on.
yes, because I have huge plans
It's
coming
going to be a game changer, just like we won with the 20th anniversary and the new logo and everything. And I think to me that is the game changer. And if it's not a game changer, then I don't know what is. Because I believe this new logo is the game changer. Because I created it, and
I'm
it
looking
is
forward to this.
breathtaking. And when you guys see the new Wheel One logo, I think you agree that this is that this is eye-catching wardrobe.
Yes.
You know,
Thank
and
you.
this is a game changer.
Yeah. It'll be a game changer. And I agree 1,000,000%. You know?
Yeah, and I think that FWS is going to be the game changer in unique ways.
Mm.
But only time will tell.
Time will tell, folks.
But I mean, I am excited, but at the same time, I am a bit nervous with FWF. But I know that we will find the resources he needs to to make it happen and make it a game changer, just like we're one in the 20th anniversary and the new logo that I created, because this stands out above every other Wheel One logo that I've created, including one that was a bit controversial, and that's why I just scrapped it and got rid of it.
Yes.
Because I knew that it wasn't going to work, and I just got lazy, and now I really stepped my game up, and I think that this new logo, is light years beyond
Yeah.
of every logo that I've created, especially the simple logo back in 2003. It was just tiny text that was just basic veil cones, and now 20 years later, this is the bold shift. This is the brand new logo that will knock your socks off and it will blow you away.
Yeah.
And why I'm
Exactly.
very excited. And because like I said, especially with One Arcade, which on in this summer, we got big plans coming for it. We're gonna announce a new original program, and like I said, folks, this is gonna be the year that we are gonna dominate, and the 20th anniversary. Like I said, we have to tackle summer and the fall, obviously, but like I said, I think that yeah, we're ready, to take on the challenge of what we have to do,
Yeah. Exactly.
as we progress. Because this is a big milestone. This is not no sissy, backstab of a logo. No, this is a logo that really outshines everything that I have done over the years and everything. And I work hard, and like I said, without PowerPoint, yeah, I wouldn't be here discussing with you all the 20th anniversary and everything I put my heart and soul
Yeah.
on this whole thing.
Yes.
Because there's a rumor, and I know, viewers, you're probably thinking, am I going to become the CEO and everything? Well, it's just a rumor, but I will let you know if it's official. Rather than me typing it in, I'll just share with you guys a photo, and you can be the judge of what it says, and you'll find out in the photo whether or not I'm going to be the CEO or not.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much that. But anyway, guys, that's enough for me in the topics. Um, but yeah, so that's pretty much all I gotta say at this point. Again, guys, thank you. For the amazing seasons and everything. Season 9 was my strongest achievement, and I know FWL is going to be a game changer.
Yeah.
And hopefully, because like I said, I won't be around FWLX as much as I really want to, because right now I gotta continue to what I do best, and doing it ever since, and having PowerPoint 2000, making that discovery for the first time, and that this could be the game changer for us.
Yeah.
And now, decades later, you know, yeah, I mean, it's just awesome, and I want to continue to talk about this, but we simply don't have time for that. So, but that's all I have. And like I said, season 9, it was great. I loved every minute of it. Making that template, put my heart and soul. Surprising Luke of the new logo and everything, and I know that it kind of met his expectations, and I'm certainly think that it did for me as well. And it succeeded all the expectations
Yes.
of season 9.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss making the thing and whatnot, but like I said, guys, the Ultimate Game Changer begins once season 9 is over. And yeah, FWLX is gonna break no boundaries. And turn the Bourne show upside down and making it a reality.
Yeah.
And that's why it's gonna be the ultimate game changer. So there you guys go. That's all I have for topics. And if I forget anything, well, we'll go over more next week and all that jazz. But in the meantime, that's all I have. I'm pooped out. I need some popcorn. Bacon, popcorn, bacon.
Anyway.
And I don't know.
Anyway.
Probably just wear my fancy tutu while we wait for Billy for him to find his pom poms.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
Enough of that. Anyway, Luke, go ahead.
We're watching Paramount Plus are Doug Season 1, Episode 2 and 3. Now let's go over the notes, okay? April 28th are just unboxing and bedtime stories. April 29th is PS Tuesdays. Episodes 31 and 30 died. Bedtime stories at lunchtime. April 30th will be the same with days 3 to 28, all the way up to May the 1st and 2nd. 28 birthday video special. Bedtime and lunchtime the same way. And then we'll do weekend celebrations. May 3rd and bedtime and lunchtime. Same with May the 4th. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next with my project. We'll just see what happens. And we'll be back for the final episode of Season 9 of FWL, which will not only include Part 2 of Season 9 finale, but it's also going to be the final episode of Season 9. But we're also going to announce some things on my FWL show for FWLX. And that will wrap us up for FWL episode number 389. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the next one, which will be the final part of Happy Semi-Retirement Day Parents. It's going to be a huge next chapter of my life, but it's going to be an exciting announcement for FWL. Until next time, so James Bob so baby with Remix Palm. You can more episodes guys be soon. So it's out. See ya.
See you next week for the finale.